Hey, this is Mel from How to Play Guitars with an S.com. And today I'm going to go through 10, maybe 11, but 10 primary variations on the B minor chord. Stay tuned. Okay, so the B minor chord is often one of these chords that gives a lot of people a hard time, right? Especially the bar chord version. Now I've got some versions for you today that don't necessarily require a bar chord or a bar finger. However, most of them, or many of them, will. Okay? And I'm going to start from pretty simple to fairly complex. There might be one in the middle there towards the end that also may be kind of simple, but you'll understand what I'm doing once I get through it, okay? And then stay tuned for the 11th, maybe 11th bonus way to play the B minor chord. All right? So, here is some variations on the B minor chord. So, my first one involves playing the first finger, 2nd fret on the high E string, 2nd finger, 3rd fret on the B string, 3rd finger, 4th fret on the G string, and just these 3 strings, actually, that's in the Hal Leonard Guitar Method book for kids, book 2, that I often use with students, kids that are, you know, under 12 years old, under 13 years old or so. Okay, so, but really what I normally do, though, is I put the D string in the bass, and that gives it a B minor with a D in the bass, or first inversion for those that understand theory out there. That's a cool version of that chord, okay? If that's fairly easy and you want to step it up a little bit and see if you can get something slightly harder, then let's take your 3rd finger and put it 4th fret on the D string, and take your 4th finger and put it back to the 4th fret on the G string where the 3rd finger was at. Let's push F sharp in the bass. That's a second inversion with the 5th in the bass for those that are theory heads out there. Okay, then this is one that's tough for some people. Taking this first finger and putting it across the 2nd fret. Okay, you don't necessarily need to put it on the low E string. On the 2nd fret, if you do, that gives it a low F sharp. You're welcome to do that if you want to. But I usually recommend to students that they don't necessarily need to do that. You'll find this in songs like Against the Wind, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. There's some Powderfinger and Down by the River by Neil Young, Into You by Mazzy Star. So lots of songs use this variation of the chord. Hey There Delilah also. But there's another variation on this B minor that actually looks like this. So I'm going to keep that first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. I'm going to put the 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret and the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. This is a B minor 7. Okay? And I see this in a lot of worship tunes. Okay, it's a pretty easy B minor to do, actually. All right? It's a little harder than the first version, but pretty easy. Okay, if you want something a little bit more challenging than that, still a B minor 7, just put the 3rd finger on the high E string 2nd fret, 2nd finger back to the G string 2nd fret, 1st finger back to the A string 2nd fret, pinky on the B string 3rd fret, and there's a variation. Now some people don't like this because of the pinky. You really have to get that pinky on its tip. But it's still nonetheless a good version of a B minor 7 chord, actually. Okay, here's another variation further up on the neck. 7th fret, cover the top 3 strings, the G, the B, and the E strings. Okay, but usually I put the D string in the bass again. That gives it a first inversion sound. Either way, it has D in the bass, so it doesn't really matter. Then 3rd finger on the D string, 9th fret, B minor with B in the bass. You could raise that 3rd finger to the 9th fret on the A, put the pinky on the 9th fret of the D, B minor with F sharp in the bass, and then you can just obviously bar across the 7th fret all the way across with those 2 fingers still on there. Okay, this is the first chord in Hotel California. Okay, however, most people, and including the band that wrote it, the Eagles, put the capo on the 7th fret. Okay, to makes it easier. It makes it easier to play some of the other chords that are in that song, the way that they play that. And I think it's also because originally when they were working on that song, when they were writing that song, they found that that was the best key for Don Henley, who was singing it, so they moved it up to that fret. Okay, so that's another variation. Here's one more, actually, that is pretty easy. It doesn't necessarily require a bar, but it's like based on a D minor chord. 9th on the D, 1st finger, third finger on the G string 11th fret, pinky on the B string 12th fret, second finger on the high E string 10th fret. Involves the pinky again though. Okay? Alright. And here is your bonus one. This is third finger, if you don't mind barring with a different finger if you'd like to do that. Third finger along the 7th fret of the D, G, and B strings. Put the second finger on the low E string 7th fret. Okay, and this is a jazzy version. I use this in all kinds of songs. Usually jazzier type songs, lounge jazz. There's a Van Morrison song that uses this, and so forth. So that's a cool variation. Some people don't like to bar that on that third finger though. To kind of bend it backwards a little bit. Okay, it's kind of based on A form D chord here. Okay, and like I said, this open B minor here is actually based on the A minor. Okay, this is in my new ebook, the F Chord Manifesto, and all these other chords will be in my guitar course. It's going to be called the F Chord Mastery Method. That's going to come out here shortly, hopefully. I'm looking for some beta testers, those that want to try the course out. For a limited time right now, the ebook is, well, it was priced at $10. Right now it's $5. And for those that DM me privately, I can get you maybe a free copy. So DM me and I'll give you more information about that. Also DM me about the Mastery Method course. I'm looking again for beta testers. Beta testers are those that try the course and they get a deep discount on it, and they get to try it out and tell me, give me their feedback of what they think they like or they don't like about it and how I can make it better or improve upon it. Okay, so those 10 variations plus one additional bonus variation include this one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there's your bonus 11 B minor 7 chord. This is Mel from How to Play Guitars. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.